Hello, this is Dr. Dilip Mahadev. Now you will be watching this short video about everything about asthma and allergy and lung disease on sify.com. So happy listening and happy viewing.
How do you differentiate between a chronic and an acute lung disease as an expert?
Well, acute anything means whatever has happened, the symptoms which have come up suddenly within a matter of a month or so, maybe up to 15 days. And chronic means anything that goes on beyond 3 months. Now, chronic diseases, especially lung diseases, can go on for years together. Whereas acute lung diseases, especially all of you must be aware of acute asthma or acute bronchitis, acute pharyngitis. These conditions are mainly seen in individuals who are otherwise healthy, and they suffer from these conditions mainly because of viral infections or bacterial infections, and they are necessarily very short and self-limiting. With any intervention in terms of self-medication or even with the help of a general practitioner, these problems generally come into control within no time. They say that a common cold without treatment will take 7 days, and with treatment takes a week. So these are necessarily, as I said, that these are self-limiting problems, and they can be managed by a general practitioner. However, there are a large group of diseases which are chronic in nature, especially chronic asthma, that the first attack might be perceived as an acute condition, but subsequently, if it is not well controlled, it could go on for months together. It can become seasonal, it can become recurrent, or it can go at a low grade continuously for years together. Similar conditions which look like asthma, but actually which is mainly because of cigarette smoke, is called chronic bronchitis. Chronic bronchitis also, as name suggests, goes on for months to years, and the treatment can be difficult for the general practitioner, and many a times he has to seek the advice of a specialist doctor. So you have got acute condition, you have got chronic conditions, you have got acute exacerbations of chronic conditions where the patient has got a background disease and the problems gets complicated because of some infection or because he is having some comorbidities like diabetes, blood pressure and allergies. Pneumonia is one such condition which comes up mainly in a normal healthy individual because of sudden infection taking place in the actual pulmonary parenchyma, which is seen on an X-ray, and this condition can also be seen in children. Pneumonia can be a serious condition because the infection can spread to the blood, and the patient can suffer from what we call as a respiratory failure, in which the oxygenation of the body through the lung is affected, as well as sometimes the exhalation of CO2, that is the carbon dioxide, gets affected, and in these conditions the patient might become extremely bad, and the patient might have to be admitted to a hospital for institutional management. So these are by and large the conditions which are acute and chronic, but another very common condition which is chronic can be pulmonary tuberculosis, which is of a high incidence and prevalence in our country, and this condition can take treatment from the doctor from up to 6 months to maybe 3 to 4 years, depending upon the type of bacteria that is affecting the individual. Multiple drug resistant tuberculosis requires chronic treatment for up to 3 to 4 years before the patient can be declared as cured. So many conditions in pulmonology, including some conditions called as interstitial lung diseases, or for that matter even occupational lung diseases, can be extremely chronic conditions.
What are the various causes that lead to pulmonary function disorders?
As I said, that the pulmonary function basically means evaluation of the airways that that lead to the alveoli where the gas exchange takes. Comprehensive pulmonary testing essentially means finding out whether there is an obstruction in the airways because of cigarette smoke, because of pollens, because of molds, because of house dust, where we talk of allergy, or it can be because of some inhalant substances which are present even in indoor pollution or at the workplace. All these toxic material which is there in the air in the form of aerosols can induce inflammation of the airways, giving rise to obstruction. So we have to evaluate it by means of doing a pulmonary function test. So airway function can be evaluated by means of a spirometry, or even in the clinic airway function can be easily evaluated by a very simple device which is called as a peak expiratory flow rate meter. These machines, the portable machines are also there, the huge machines in the hospitals are there to study elaborately the pulmonary function testing. Apart from that, the diffusion of gases can be studied by means of finding out the diffusion capacity of carbon monoxide, which is a model gas. That will tell us if the parenchyma is affected. So any condition which can affect the lung capacities in terms of total vital capacity of the lung has to be essentially evaluated by means of spirometry, and then the type of defects which can be seen is either the obstructive or the restrictive, or even we can get mixed condition. In order to monitor the drug response, as I said, pulmonary function testing also comes in extremely handy, and moreover it helps the doctor and patient to develop confidence in each other and to direct the treatment in the right direction. So I think that pulmonary function testing is extremely essential. We find that many non-specialists, even a generalist, tend to treat patients with asthma and obstructive airway disease without pulmonary function evaluation. I think this particular practice has to be discouraged. And we have to go by evidence-based medicine.